All right, what's up YouTube? I'm back with another video for the week as our journey continues. And I gotta say, for this week, I have made a pretty big stride. Decent stride, it's nothing crazy, but I have been making some good progress and I am happy with where I'm pretty much going. But the first thing I did want to address in this video is kind of coming from the last couple of videos I have made, basically talking about the drawing for 4 hours thing. I do want to kind of rephrase that, repurpose that, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I have not been able to draw for 4 hours for this past week straight, so it's been extremely difficult. So with that being the case, I am going to end up just rephrasing it from drawing for 4 hours to basically studying art as a whole for 4 hours, because I feel like, for one, that also accounts for the time I do take to study, because with me doing the whole 4 hours drawing, I really didn't take into account of me researching, studying, watching videos, taking in all this type of information that is also pretty vital. So I do want to just include that into that 4 hour mark, because I feel like it makes things a lot more seamless for me, and it also helps with the time management that I'm trying to figure out with this whole thing. So from here on out, I'm not really going to consider me drawing 4 hours a day a thing, and I'll even go one step further and I'll say, since it is really difficult for me to hold the 4 hours, more than likely I'm going to probably just open up the range a little bit for a little bit of flexibility. I'm still going to do it every day, but instead of 4 hours, it's going to probably be from 2 to 4 hours. So the bare minimum for each day is just to study art as a whole, whether that's just researching, doing art studies, drawings, things themselves, whatever the case may be. As long as I can make it to that 2 to 4 hour mark, I'm good. There's nothing else that needs to be stressed, and that's where I want to have it. So with that being said, I can finally continue with the rest of the video, because I at the very least wanted to address the whole 4 hours thing. So instead of drawing, it's going to be studying art as a whole. But the main focus of this week was really direction. I said it in my previous video where it felt like without having direction, this journey is going to be a lot harder because I don't know exactly what to focus on. But thanks to Koei Kayumi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this YouTuber's name right, I watched one of his videos basically giving his insight on the journey from going from low experience to decent experience, and I really liked the information he gave. And within this video, he brought up the topic of having 3 artists that you would consider your current favorites and what you would try to adapt from those 3 artists. And for me, that was super easy for me because I already had 3 artists that I really wanted to adapt, with the strongest of these 3 definitely being Veyest. I don't know how to pronounce their name, but Veyest has some of the sickest art that I've seen on the platform. If I had to choose somebody's style to basically try to emulate from start to finish, it would be Veyest, with my own little spin on it. I just love their art so much. I love the way they do their lighting. I love the way that they do their poses for their characters, the fashion for the characters. Everything just comes together and their stuff just looks so cool. So I think I do have a goal for where I would like my art to go in terms of direction, and it's definitely going to be towards that style. And luckily for me, while I was going through this, I figured out that they actually have a Patreon where they give lessons on lighting and coloring. I didn't watch anything yet, but I seen that they had that and I was like, bro, I put on my cart so fast. So that honestly might be where I target next week, is kind of trying to lean more into their style, because their style is so sick. Yes, it's not going to be one-to-one, but I really do like the way they use their colors. I like the way they do their characters. I love the poses. Everything just looks so sick. The other 2, Alessandra and Joel, they both have really good art. Joel has kind of the ideal style for line art I want to use in terms of how I draw my characters. So for them, that's going to be my priority for them, though they don't have as many resources that I can kind of use to learn from their style. And Alessandra just has some of the sickest composition, overall composition for their art pieces. Like everything just comes together on their art pieces. It all just looks so good. The coloring is really good, the poses is good, just everything about their art style is fire. So that's something I want to kind of take from their stuff. It's just composition, basically blending in the backgrounds with the characters and having those come together as one piece. But ultimately, Veyest is how I want to do my coloring, because it looks so good. I think it would really fit They Want What's Ours in terms of like the color scheme, how it's a little dulled out but at the same time vibrant. That's something that I really like. That's a color style I love so much. And honorable mention I also want to give is Bortek. I think Bortek is a phenomenal teacher when it comes to teaching how to draw bodies. If you don't watch their stuff, I honestly recommend you watch their stuff if you struggle with drawing bodies. He simplifies the process so well and in a way where you can still enjoy what you're drawing while learning. So shout out to him too. So that was like the big piece of what this last week entailed, which was basically me finding my 3 artists that I do want to take inspiration from and try to adapt something from their style to develop my style and use them as benchmarks to where I want to be at. But besides doing that whole research and study session, I did have only 2 time lapses for this week of the things I drew. First time lapse is basically me just practicing poses. I was doing this while going through one of Bortek's lessons on his Patreon, and I really do like how these poses came out. I kind of had it planned a little bit before I even got to this point, but I really do like the way that these poses came out, because prior to this I really haven't yet drawn like poses that felt like they had a flow to them. You know, most of my poses just felt really stiff and felt like the character was like mad uncomfortable. But after kind of going through this process while watching this video, I was able to draw these placeholder characters posing in ways that made them feel a lot more alive, a lot more flowy, for lack of better words. So that's how my practice came out for this week. It was really good. Was super happy with how these came out, and honestly it made me super confident to kind of go in and try to draw my first piece. So for my first piece, this is my very first piece that I'm doing on this channel ever since kind of declaring this whole art journey thing. I decided to draw my profile picture, if you guys don't know, is Kefla from Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super to be technical. This character really doesn't have that much depth in terms of like backstory or anything. It's just a fusion of 2 characters within the story already, but I really do love her design, and I always kind of fucked with her design like heavy from the whole time of being a fan of the whole Dragon Ball Super since the Tournament of Power arc. So I don't know, it's just kind of always been a thing with me. Like even when I was younger, like she's just been like one of my favorite characters. Like she just looks so cool, and she low-key bad. Like let's keep it a stack. But anywho, I decided to draw her. I kind of wanted to figure something out. For the first time, because Kui stated in his video that a big thing that you should try is, he used the phrase cook one of those, but basically try to take a combination of elements from like multiple pieces of art and create one piece using something from each piece of art. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to just hop on Pinterest, because I don't know any other good platforms to kind of pull references for them at the moment, but I'll figure something out. So I pulled 3 photos from Pinterest. First was Kefla, because she's obviously the character that I want to draw, so I'm going to have to take a reference photo of her so that I could have like a legitimate source to refer back to whenever I'm drawing like certain parts of her hair, how I draw her eyes and all this stuff. And yes, even though I'm not drawing her in a Dragon Ball style, I do still need to look back at her to kind of make sure that I'm getting her hair right. The hair is like the main thing, because she has a really unique hairstyle. So for the character itself, I use Kefla. For that outfit, I forgot the order. The order don't really matter. For the pose, I really wanted to do a pose where she kind of was just slouched a little bit, hands in her pockets, kind of like chill, cool vibes. So I went with this pose. And for the outfit, I just chose a random outfit with like a puffer jacket, something close to a puffer jacket, and some jeans, like something simple. So that's how I started this off. At first, when I was going through this, I really wasn't confident at all, because I just felt like I was gonna fuck it up somehow. But I'm glad I stuck with it. And that's like the weird thing about art, is like when you first do it, since the canvas is blank and you're just putting your first little doodles on there before you get to a full sketch, it feels so off, because it doesn't feel like it's gonna come out well. And then you start undoing everything, and you get into your head about stuff. And it got to the point for me where I was just like, you know what, I just gotta stick with it. Just stick with it and just see how it comes out. If it comes out bad, okay, cool, whatever. If it comes out good job. Then let's find some problem areas and we can improve from there. So that's what I did. I just stuck with it. I constantly made little tweaks here and there for small details, and just trying to make sure it looks as good as I want it to look. Obviously, this isn't where I want to be at in terms of like my style. I still want to improve, but I feel like this is a really good start, especially for like my first official piece. Even though I wouldn't consider this piece fully completed, because it's not rendered, it's not colored, it's not nothing. I might end up saving this piece later on to like color it and all that, to do like a color study. And on top of that, I honestly might have this picture saved, this art piece saved, but I might have this saved for like a year later redraw. So that's the current goal. I really do like how this came out, but there obviously are some areas that I do want to improve on. I do want to improve on drawing the clothes themselves. I feel like the clothes could have been done a lot better. The jeans gave me so much of a struggle. I really did not know how to draw these jeans, so I just kind of pulled up another reference and tried to use it to figure things out. And the boots themselves, I struggled with drawing the boots in a certain perspective, so I kind of just ended up drawing them in a way that makes them look like slip-on slippers or something. I don't know. Overall, I really do like how this came out. I really do love how I drew her hair. This is honestly my first time drawing the characters like hair in my style, and I'm super happy with how it came out. I love the way that even though it's not super Dragon Ball-esque, but I still was able to get that hairstyle adapted in my way, and that's something I'm happy with. The one thing I didn't know how to do though was draw the hair, like I didn't know whether to draw the hair strands, because Dragon Ball characters all have like their hair basically designed in bulk. Like their hair is just one big piece, and there really isn't strands for their hair. There's only certain characters who have like very noticeable stranded hair, and it's not many of them. So I didn't know how to do that for hair as thick and spiky as hers, so I just kind of went with this. Besides that, that is where my week has been so far. I'm honestly happy with the progress I have made. Like I said before, this is just the beginning, but I do plan on doing some more studies. I do really want to, I'm probably going to watch one of Veus's Patreon videos for this week and just try to see if I could do a color study on their stuff, because their art style and the way they use their colors is just perfect for like where I want to go. Jewel and Alexandra, I am going to do a little bit of studying on their side too. I don't know if I'm going to do like an art study, but I am at the very least going to like do some research on this stuff to kind of see what information I could take down, see what other information I could take down while trying to learn and develop my art style more and more. And Bortek, like I said, Bortek, y'all got to check this guy out if y'all don't watch him already. He is so good at basically explaining how to draw bodies. If that's something you struggle with, watch him. He makes it look so easy, and he also does make it easy to understand. So I think that's a very valuable thing to kind of just put out there. So other than that, that's basically how my past week has gone, besides me starting classes. So I got to kind of manage time too. But for next week, I'm not really sure what I'm going to post yet, but it might be something along the lines of what I kind of brought up earlier. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video at least. And I'm going to be coming out with some more fresh stuff for the next week. And every single day I do this, I get closer and closer to officially like starting to post on IG and being like an IG artist. So that's also another thing I got in what works. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna see you guys next week. Y'all have a good day. That sounds so professional. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I will be seeing you guys next week.